Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to Roll. It's been a long time since I tried to see how much score we could get with just 5 dice. It used to be the bread and butter of one of the very early patches because you get all of the different bonuses associated with having fewer than 6 dice. So let's see what we can do with it today. So the very first thing I'm going to do is build up a 97 on one of my faces, and we'll take any number of incrementers or re-rollers that we find along the way through to that first shop upgrade, but I'll do that first and then I'll catch up with you when we have that 97 in place. Alright, so we have our first 97. We have 2 times re-rollers on 5 of our 6 faces, so I think I'm actually going to spend an extra moment here just to re-roll and look for an extra 2 times re-roller for that left hand side, so we can have universal re-rolling on this die, so we don't have to buy a 6 times re-roller in the next couple of shops for this die. Now let's jump up into the next tier of shop. So if you don't know, we picked 97 on that first die because 97 is the largest prime number, and so you can get bonuses for prime numbers in the game. Now here, none of this is anything I want, so we're going to skip by this shop immediately. Then we're up to 3 dice. So there are 4 shop upgrades in the game. You start with 1 die, and then the 4 shop upgrades give you 1 die by default, ending with 5 in total. We can now buy more dice here, but we don't want to because there are bonuses for having fewer than 6 dice, aka 1 through 5 numbers of dice. So that's what we want to achieve, so we won't be buying any extras. We'll take this plus 4x multiplier here. We can apply that to one face, and so this 97 when rolled will be worth 97 times 4. Then I have to think about what other numbers I want, or what other faces I want on those other dice, because it used to be that there used to be a really good 5 dice lottery strategy, but with the new passives it doesn't really work with 5 dice. Really, you need to go up to 9 to make that work at all. So I'm wondering if perhaps doing all numeric 97s everywhere for a Yahtzee bonus, a all numeric bonus, fewer than 6 die bonus might be the way to go. So what do we want first? It'll be that, I guess, or a run of 97, 96, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, perhaps? Because then you could be able to get that times by 98 times by 5 for the run values. But we'll do this for now. So what do we want on this tier of shop? We need more large numbers on the sides, and we want all of our dice to have re-rollers on them. Let's take a 50. We'll stick a 50. No, we won't, because 50 doubled by itself is, of course, 99, which we don't want. So we'll take a 45 here. Then we can add 2 to that, will make 47. 47 doubled is 94. So we can add that face value to itself in a moment. There's 6 times double re-rollers, so we'll stick that on the left. So we're looking for an add number to self, which will be at the top row. That's it, the arrow in a loop. So we'll double 47 to 94 and then look for a plus 3 at some point. None of this other stuff is stuff that we currently need, so we're going to spend a few rolls here looking for other good numbers. Now, we got a very big roll just a moment ago, so we've got a decent amount of score just to refresh through with. Not seeing any +3s though, which is going to be a problem. There's a +2, gets us closer, but I think we're just as likely to find a +3 as we are a +1. I will grab a 6x2 reroller for that right-hand side though. Let's grab a 41 for that right-hand side as well. And we'll double that. Then we can take some of the other number additions. +7 onto an 82 gets to 89. We need another +8 there. There we go, that's good. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade the shop again. And then whilst we've got the option for 6x2 rerolls right now, we'll apply that to our top die. Then was it a +3 we were looking for? It absolutely is. So that's 3 lots of 97. Let's grab a 36. Then add a +9 to that. Makes 45, and then we can double that. Wait, oh, we've already purchased this +3, so that's no good to me. But we can double that to there. Now, eventually we're going to want these to be re-rolling 3 times, but for right now, we can't quite do that. There's a set all die faces. This is going to be important. So this will set all of our dice to the same numeric value of one of the faces. So they're all 97s now. Then we also have the passives that have been unlocked. So things like all single face multipliers will now target your 2 highest scoring numeric die. That's no good for us because we don't have any single face multipliers. Or faces that have a heavy weight get plus 100% of their value, but we don't want to use weights for a specific reason. So the rest of this right now I don't think we need. We're working on a 90 up here, so we want a +7 if we can. The alternative, of course, would be to just pull off a 97 from here to here, and then we can set them again. That will work just fine. And with that going, I think we want to start adding more multipliers to our 97s and get the 97s set up all over. There's a 10x, which is great. And here we have fewer than 6 dice bonus. While you have less than 6 dice, the value of all dice will be increased by 300%. This does not apply to wilds or faces that multiply the entire roll. So this we want, and also factor 18 multiplier. Multiplies all roll results by 18 divided by the quantity of dice. So if we have 6 dice, then it will be times by 3. So both of these are going to be very good for us. So let's take this 10x, stick that on here. Then we will grab all numbers get 300% more. Then we will grab all numbers get times by 3. Now we still need 1 more dice from our final shop upgrade, but we'll do some more work here first. There's another 10x. Let's stick that one up here. Now what we eventually want to do is get all of our dice re-rolling in triplicate and glue down one face with the highest multiplier on it. We can add triple bonus, but we don't really need to do that knowing that we're going to be doing Yahtzee bonus soon, and we're not hurting for score right now, so we won't be doing that just yet. There's another set all faces. So we'll do that over here. A couple more 10x's. We want at least one face of each die to have a 10x on it. So there's a 10x there. And it's redundant, but we'll stick a 10x over the 4x. That's fine. Right, what we might actually want, now that I think about it, is some voids on one of our dice soon. But we can't do it by purchasing a void die, because then that would result in having 6 dice where we only want 5. So we'll refresh again. Then we have no 99s, get plus 100% value, but we also want 6 times triple rerollers. So let's stick that on here. So now those dice are going to reroll 3 times after the initial roll. I'm not going to pick this up yet. We don't need to inflate our scoring too much too early. We don't need these shop refreshers. We've got 97s all round, so we don't need to worry about adding more value to those. There's another reroll in triplicate, so we can add that one over here. And then if we had another die to swap something to, we absolutely could. But what we can do is, now that we have this particular die rerolling in triplicate, we can swap this reroller here for glue instead. So if that face rolls, because it's got the 10x on it, if this rolls first, even in the subsequent rerolls, this face will always be present, which is great. We can take another glue for that right hand side, because we did that one re-rolling in triplicate as well. But if we did glue on the dice that have numbers in rolling duplicates, the glue would take over the ×2, and then when we make it triple re-rolls, the triple re-roll would override the glue. So we do the glue last. There's another one. We'll stick that over here. And if we can get all of them going by triple re-rollers of their own faces, we don't need to worry about finding the passive for extra re-rolls later on, because they'll all already be re-rolling in triplicate. We don't need lottery failure re-rolls. We're not going to have a square number, because 5 is of course not a square number. There's fewer than 6 dice re-roll in triplicate, so now we don't have to worry about trying to get the other dice re-rolling in triplicate, which is fine by me. So let's grab this whilst we're looking at it. It'll be fine, probably. Then I think we can upgrade. There's our last die, so we want to set a face on that one to be 99. There's double our highest die, that's going to be important. Now we're looking for wilds, we're looking for, here's a good passive, number prime bonus. The value of all prime numeric faces will be increased by another 300%, that works out great for us. Let's take a 10x and just put it here on this one for a moment. That will become a 99 in due course. Let's grab this, why not? What's the worst that can happen? We can take some glue. Glue down another specific face. Let's go with this one, because it's now re-rolling in triplicate. Because of the passive that we got, we don't need to worry about the rest. Here's primes re-roll in triplicate. That would have probably have been just as good. And because we actually have so many points right now, I'm just going to buy these to get them out of the pool. So now everything has gotten considerably more expensive. But here's something else that we want, Yahtzee bonuses. The value of all Yahtzees will be increased by the bonus percentage. So a Yahtzee is whenever you roll 5 of the same face. It starts as numeric faces, but there is a passive to make non-numeric faces be applicable to double, triple, and Yahtzee bonuses. There's another set all faces, which we are going to, of course, need. Let's do this top die here. Then we just need to move one of the faces from the center out before we set that one to be 97s as well. So we can take an 89, stick that there, and then if we can find a +8, we can put that there. All of these guys are really unnecessary because we don't want to set this to all 89s particularly. We don't want to set this to all 97s yet because we're going to transfer one off before we do anything else, and we're not gaining the Yahtzee bonuses yet, so none of that is needed. Passive Hunter I will pick up for 1.4 million. That will give us 2 extra shop refreshes whenever we buy one of these passives. We very specifically do not want to buy fewer than 6 dice increase. While you have less than 6 dice, each time you roll, all numeric faces will be increased by 3. That would cause all of our 97s to become 99s, and that would be a bad time for our prime bonuses and the like. But we can now grab a 97 over to here. Then we can glue down, that's glued. We can glue down that one there. It irritates me that it's not the same face on all of the dice, but we'll just have to live with it. I'm going to pick up a previous roll multiplier times 10 for our center die here. And the intent is that we're going to build that one out with voids if we ever see any, so that rather than it just being all 97s, it will be able to join others in producing a higher number, but we'll get to that if we ever find some voids. So right now, what else do we need? We need to set all this to 97s. That shouldn't be too hard to find. There it is. And then the other thing I really want, nearly did the other number there, is there's a passive that will let us take these multipliers in the corners. The cap on them at the moment is times 10, but there's one that lets you increase the cap to 99, which will be great because then we can have all of our Yahtzee dice that are glued down have 97s on them if we can afford that much. So, what else do we want? None of this. There's no weights reroll in triplicate. This is the typical way that you'll find ways to get your dice to reroll in triplicate, but we already have that thanks to fewer than 6 dice reroll 3 times. So we don't need that. I don't think we need any other faces to be glued. Fine, fine, fine. We need one on the left, in fact, so let's grab some glue for that one. Then I think we've got 10x's in all the very appropriate spots. Your 10x, your 10x, your 10x, your 10x, and you are 10x. We can't put 10x on here because it's not a numeric face. 32 million is a very large roll, so the prices of everything is going to increase incredibly. There's top 3. This is a very good passive for us to get as well. Your 3 highest scoring die faces will have their results multiplied by 10. All other die will have their results cut in half. So 3 of our dice will be worth 10 times as much, and 2 of our dice will be worth half, which is great, because rather than getting the benefit of 5 dice effectively, we're getting the benefits of 31 dice, because 3 times 10 is 30, 2 times a half is 1, that's 31 dice. So we'll definitely pick that up. Still haven't seen any voids for purchase, which is a shame, but we'll keep on plugging on. Right, I'm going to start buying random passives just to get the shop refreshes. The result of all lottery faces will be multiplied by 10. When all lottery faces in a roll are a failure, lose all banked points. Well, we don't have any lottery faces, so that's fine. 800% lottery bonus. We don't have any lottery faces, so we don't really care about that, but we do care about having 4 free shop refreshes. I also care about this void. Replace a die face of your choice with a void face. When rolled, this face will have no value, but when this face is not rolled, it consumes the value of a roll. It multiplies the value of the rolled face by 2. Consumes all existing weights on a die. A die with a void face cannot be weighted. So if we stick this here, when the 97 is rolled and this void is not rolled, the 97 will be worth twice as much, which is great. Now, this is the other thing that I've needed to think about here. Numeric bonus. The value of all numeric faces will be multiplied by 10. Multiplied by the specified amount. Non-numeric faces will have no effect or value. So if we took this, all of our numeric faces would be worth times 10, but we would not get times 10 previous reroll. Now, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure I could sit down for some minutes with a spreadsheet and think to figure it out, but at this point, which is better? Having the entire roll value be worth times 10, or having every roll be worth times 10? I guess it seems to make sense that it would be every roll. But I can't also remember. This says that all non-numeric faces will have no effect or value. I can't recall if voids that aren't rolled still work when numeric bonus is in play, because it's not a numeric face, but it's also not rolled. It's off of the site of the rolled face. So I can't remember if that works or if it's working but not intended to as a bug, but let's for today skip numeric bonus and just work with whatever else we can find. Fewer than 6 dice get 500% more value. Absolutely, we'll grab that. We'll pick up numbers divisible by 2 reroll. It doesn't do anything for us, but it gets us 2 shop refreshes, which is wonderful. The rest of everything else we don't need. Don't need anything else here. Oh, we do want the void, excuse me. So we'll stick that there. And now that's worth 2 times 2 is 4. If we add another one, it will be 8. If we add another, it will be 16, which is great for us. This is buy one, get one free. So whenever we buy something, something else will become cheap and free, effectively. And we get our 2 free rerolls for buying it, which is great. So now I'm looking for useful passives, a couple of extra voids, and not much else at this point, I think. This is a good one. Add previous rolls to rerolls. Whenever a die is rerolled, the immediately preceding roll is added to the roll result. The effect does not cascade. This effect only applies to consecutive numeric faces. Only the value shown on the previous face will be added. Applies before bonuses and after multipliers. So we'll grab that. No more voids here. And here's the even bigger numeric bonus. The value of all numeric faces will be multiplied by 50, which is obviously much larger than the previous roll being multiplied by 10. But 50 is times 50. 10 is going to be times 2. It's going to be the total value times 2 times 4 times 8 times 16 times 10 is times 160. So I think we're still better off working with the voids rather than the numeric bonuses. But it would be really interesting to see how the two compare. And maybe what I'll do at some point is kind of make a spreadsheet with like a hit list of different methods to try comparing one to the other and seeing just how differently they score when executed side by side. If I could do something like a save state and then divert 2 runs at this exact point, I would, but I don't have the the software prowess to do something like that. Prime numbers being worth 500% more, absolutely something that we want. Run length multiplier doesn't help us. Add die quantity. The numeric dice have the quantity of dice added to their roll result. This effect occurs before bonuses and after multipliers. Now, I can never remember if this means occurs before bonuses. So if we want our numbers to benefit from a prime value bonus, this would make our numbers not prime anymore. But really, for the addition of 5 points, doesn't seem to matter. If you had hundreds of dice, this would have more of an impact, but with 5 dice, I'm just going to ignore it and try and not break my system. Numbers less than 13 worth 1,000% more is good if you're doing this run with something like the number 11, because then the 11 is prime and less than 13, so it gets the prime bonuses, and 11 at 1,000% would actually be 110. Or if in fact, I don't know if 11 with 1,000% bonus is 11 squared or 11 times 10, but it's really good if you're trying to do a run with numbers less than 13. But right now we're still just looking for some voids or other passives that would benefit us. What I'd really like to see is the combined face multipliers, but that hasn't cropped up yet. Reroll bonus for 50% extra, certainly one we want, and everything got super expensive. I'll take a 10x multiplier that's free, just throw it down anywhere. And single set of a kind, whenever you roll a single Yahtzee, triple or double, gain the bonus percentage. So when we roll our 5 dice and we get a Yahtzee, we will only ever get 1 Yahtzee, so that 1 Yahtzee is worth 500% more to us. I'm also going to take the triple bonus at this point, because sometimes we will roll 4 dice of the same, and that means that when this is rolling the 10x multiplier, there will be at least 3 other 97s, and then we'll get the triple bonus off of that. Numbers divisible by 2, we'll grab that just for the extra rerolls. Wild adjacency bonus is a bit more expensive than I wish to shop for. There's numeric bonus 50% again. There's the one that lets you do multiple bonuses on non-standard faces. There's combined face multipliers. That's a big one that we want. So now we can take these things like 10x and we can start building this up to times 99, which is going to be great for us. So we want to look for as many of those. There's Yahtzee bonus plus 1,000%. That's going to be huge. Single set of a kind plus 300% more. Still really good. 990 million for lucky 7s. I'll take the extra shop refreshes, thank you ever so much. 2x makes that 22, and we'll obviously increase that as much as we can. No weights, 100% bonus. This is why we didn't work with any weights so far. The rest of this is not stuff we need. Still looking for a couple more voids. There's a bunch of 10x's. So we're going to buy the most expensive of these because there's a chance buy one, get one. We'll make the others cheaper. And we're going to focus on this center one here. There you go. There's a free extra 10x on that. 200% bonus for triples. We'll grab that for the times that we don't roll a Yahtzee. Don't need any of this. Reroll bonus for an extra 100%. Absolutely. Another 10x for our center die, getting that up towards 99. Let's see. None of that, thank you. There's another 10x. So the goal is to get this one in the center to be times 99. and then we'll start doing the same for the ones on the periphery. 200% more for having no 99s, absolutely. And we've still got heaps of rolls left. So we shouldn't have any trouble getting most of this stuff, although we'll kind of hit a cap where our earning potential doesn't outpace the increasing score of stuff, like the increasing cost of things, because we've gained more score over time. Doubles will never go off, because we will either do a Yahtzee or a triple, and if we're doing a triple, then we have 4 dice eligible for the triple. The triple consumes 3 of them, leaves 1 solo dice, so doubles bonus is no good for us. But we'll take another 5x here, and another 5x there. Still need 2 more voids. I'm amazed we've only seen 2 this whole time, or at least that I've noticed 2 go by in the rotation. We've run out of free multipliers, so let's buy some things in the shop. Our score has reached the exponent 16 for the first time. All single-face multipliers will target 2 numbers, that's fine. There are some passives that will break your run, and we want to just make sure that we're not accidentally buying those. Now everything getting considerably more expensive. These will be the times where it will become prohibitively expensive to try and get all of the other dice to times 99 bonuses. I also can't think of what other passives we would necessarily want at this point. This one's 2.9, this is 2.8, so we'll buy the 2.9 first, because the 2.8 would have a chance to become free. That's now at 99. So let's start on another dice, trying to get something else up to 99 times. I'll grab a 500 here for 2 shop refreshes. It's not going to impact anything. We can get a 2x. That's worth something to us. Don't need the rest of this. So we're starting to kind of get roughly to the limit of our earning potential here. Still need 2 voids. That would increase our scoring a considerable amount, I think. But we can't seem to find much in the way of passives that are going to be beneficial to us. And now a shop refresh costs E18, which is considerably more expensive. But we get one for free every... Do we have scavenger? Let's have a look. We do. So scavenger gives you a shop refresh every 33 rolls instead of every 100. So that's nice for us. Don't need any of this. Numbers divisible by 5. I think that's cheaper than a shop refresh, and this will give us 2 shop refreshes for free, so we'll certainly invest in that. If the most common number rolled is also the only number rolled, the result of all multi-face multipliers will be multiplied by the number of occurrences an additional time. That's no good for us, because whilst we are sometimes rolling only 97s, we don't have any multi-face multipliers to benefit from that. Now we'll buy the most expensive of these things first. Trying to make other ones free for us. Still lacking those 2 extra void faces I would like. Although we're still less than halfway through our rolls. We've still got loads of rolls left to work with. So that's up to 77 there now. I should have checked which one of these... Oh, but it was the cheaper, and we did get the free one. Excellent. I love it when life just works out like that. Come on, just give me 2 more voids. 2 more voids is all I'm asking for. No weights plus 200%. That is a great one to find. That'll increase our scoring a good chunk. But you can see just how long it took us to get to 2.1 on E18. Things are getting more and more expensive now. That one's at 97. So we can find a ×2 for that at some point, so we'll come over here and start working on this to get the one on the left higher as well. And so now, unless we find any passives that are going to be particularly beneficial, it really is now just looking for 2 voids and getting our multipliers to be as large as possible on all those other dice. E19 now for a shop refresh is very expensive. Getting those free ones is more important than ever. And we're not even seeing many of the multipliers at the top there. Don't need lottery failure rerolls or anything else, although 3.2 at E18 we can afford and is worth 2 shop refreshes to us, so we'll grab that. There's a 10x. So we can quite easily get to E18. The question will become, will we manage to get to E19 and larger as we go? Don't want any of this. Still can't believe we have not seen any more instances of voids. I am amazed. There's another buy one get one free. We'll certainly pick that one up. God, yeah, getting through the E18s, very expensive. So now we have 2 BOGOs, 2 things that are cheaper than the thing we purchased become free for us. There's a plus 4x. We'll use that to cap this one up to 99 times, because we haven't seen a plus 2 in a while. That one on the left up to 65 now. I really need those voids more than just about anything else now if we're going to increase our score considerably more. These multipliers are good for just kind of gently eking out a little bit of extra value, but comparatively they're not doing huge amounts compared to what an extra pair of voids would do. Let's get extra value on numbers divisible by 5. Not that we have any, but I just want the 2 free refreshes. And now we've raced down from kind of 1500 rolls down to 700. 10 refreshes. I'm just going to look for the pair of voids that I want now. And we're not going to find them, are we? Perhaps I should have looked longer at one of the earlier tiers of shop for them. Because if we don't find them, we're not going to reach our capabilities here. Now what you can do, rather than stopping at 5 dice, you'd obviously, if you go over that, lose all of the bonuses that you get for having fewer than 6 dice. But what you can gain if you go up to 9 dice is the perfect square bonus, because 9 is 3 times 3. So that's another way you can play this type of build. I just can't believe we're not going to find another pair of voids. Or if we do, we'll find them right at the end when we've been priced out of them. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. Shop refresh is now costing E20 a go. Obviously we get our free ones thanks to Scavenger and the like. I thought this was 2 copies of the same bonus then, but it's wild adjacency bonus and single face adjacency bonus. Ever so slightly different in image. The wilds are not what we need. And I probably at this point would not pay for a shop refresh over using our free ones, because we're not going to get past E19 just by spending what we have left. As in, if we spend E20, we're not going to be able to climb back to E20 with the rolls that we have remaining. We probably won't make it to E20 once. I'm just still amazed that we have not seen more than 2 voids the entire run. Right. Look for a pair of voids right now. Last refresh. Nope, not to be found. So we're going to get to the end here with 1.83 E19 plus the last bit of change from our last roll. And so there you go, E19. Not bad going. High score still 1.1 at E31. Huge numbers up at the top. No idea if that's some unknown strategy to the rest of everybody else or something else. Down at the bottom of the leaderboard right now is E26 if you want to get up onto the top 100. And still sitting comfortably around the middle on my E31 there in 38th place. But for now, that's going to be everything. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If, as ever, you have a strategy you would like to see attempted or a suggestion for a build, put it down in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks you ever so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.